Whatever.
No, that's not going to happen.
It won't go to 3.
Yeah, we live.
We're not
We
gonna,
are. We are. This is a rousing start to the podcast. I mean, I at least have a button, not a button, but a thing bottom right, where it says the title of the thing, Back to the Bullpen Season 2, Episode 4, and there's a number of viewers under there, and it says 0 right now.
Yeah.
That's a
So
number.
yeah, so people are listening as there are no viewers, but it'll be a podcast later. So this is Back of the Bullpen, Season 2, Episode 4, and we have our very first in history in the decade or so that we've been doing the podcast. Sam Miller. Hi, Sam.
I don't think of it as a guest. I'm not a regular on your podcast, but I'm not here so that you can ask me to plug my latest project or tell stories.
That's actually exactly why you're here. You and I both are plugging our latest project. I'm pretty sure that's kind of the purpose of the game.
Sam's got a new latest project. This is old hat now.
I'm not here to plug it. I'm here to humiliate one half of the editors of it.
Oh, that's so mean.
He could be talking about himself. You don't know.
Oh, wait, were you talking about yourself?
Don't know. Okay, yeah, now we know.
So what we are going to do, why we have Sam and why he claims he's not a guest, which is, I guess, somewhat accurate, is that Matt is going to host what are we calling? What is it even called? The Baseball Prospectus Annual Drinking Game?
That's what it was on Defensive Indifference, which is from whom we are stealing this.
Yeah, and so Defensive Indifference, which is a good Phillies podcast, by the way, although in my experience more generalized than Phillies, but it is run by Phillies fans. But Matt will read from this year's Baseball Prospectus 2015, available now on Amazon for probably under $20. Player comments. He will redact whatever identifying information he sees fit to redact. We have 3 viewers, guys. Wow, look at that. He will redact whatever information he sees fit to redact, and Sam and I will try. I think we'll take turns, probably, if it makes sense. Although I feel like it would be, we could. I assume we will be able to steal from the other once that person misses. We will try to guess who that. Not try to guess. Theoretically, both of us have read the entire book, so we're supposed to try to remember who the players are. We're probably going to wind up at the end of this with 0 points apiece. That's why we're here, and that's it.
Yeah.
Any further? Did I miss anything?
No.
I would just like to really stress that we are taking this from Defensive Indifference, who did it well and who it is also a fun listen. I think it's episode 25. So go ahead and listen to that as well. But we thought that it would be interesting, because we are the editors, it would be an interesting reboot of the genre, so to speak. And I will also admit here, perhaps for the first time, that there are actually 2 chapters that I never read. And that is a strategy of mine, to identify those that I have not read and place them in those 2 chapters. And the reason I didn't read them is because Ken Funk did them, and Ken Funk is so reliably always on and perfect and awesome and needing so little help, and you edited them, and it was fairly late in the process, and I had a lot of things to read and reread and reread and reread, and I just subtly crossed those off my to-do list.
We are unfortunately, Ken is now no longer our secret weapon. Now all 7 listeners to this podcast now know that Ken is the secret weapon, and we are going to lose Ken forever. Some larger producer of baseball annuals is going to steal him from us. Very sad. Mm-hmm. But he deserves it. He deserves to be stolen.
Yeah.
I have nothing to add to that.
I very subtly poisoned the well, though, to any prospective employers by noting that they came in late.
Well, now you have. I think late in the process could have implied before that they just got late in your process. But now you've said that, and the well is indeed poisoned. So, sorry, Ken. You are now unemployable.
Yeah, I'll still give you a reference. So, the reason that they were in late is because we have so much faith in him that we don't care if they come in late. They could come in 4 minutes before we ship it to the publisher.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I think I changed one comma in his 3.5 chapters or whatever it was that he did. Okay, if we're ready to go, let's do it. Matt, you can choose who has to go first.
Okay, you guys have to count how many you get right. So keep
Okay,
it.
I'll
I'll
open
be
up a
first.
document.
Okay,
I will keep track.
sounds
Yeah.
good.
I will open the book to a random page, and I will select a name at random that is a major league player or a prospect that I have heard of. And if it comes to well, you guys edited the book, so you'll have heard of it too. So it'll just be one that I've heard of. That'll be the rule. Although if you've never heard of him before, let me know after the fact, obviously. All right, who's going first?
You have to choose.
My name came first on the book, for what it's worth.
That is true. I assume that was alphabetical order.
It was. So you can either decide that is a precedent, or that we are like sort of in a lifetime snake draft format of choosing who goes first and things.
I like that. I like that this is taking all this time as opposed to just going, I'll do it.
I've eaten with Sam 3 times, and he's ordered before me every time. I've noticed this. This is. I think we are in a lifetime snake draft.
Wow. Well, then maybe that means you have to go first, Jason. Or at least I'll give you the option of going first.
No, Sam has to go first. He already said. We've already decided. Look, we've lost 2 viewers dithering over
Here we
who's
go.
going first.
Let's
So
go. Read a
Sam's
thing.
going.
Read a thing. Read a thing.
All right. Ready?
Ready.
I'm not.
Oh, shoot.
I was lying. Read it.
Read it.
Re-signed by the Pirates to a 1-year deal in 2014 to serve as Plan B in the event that Jody Mercer proved unfit. Player appeared in fewer than 100 games for the first time since 2007. His sparse playing time can be credited to Mercer, who proved quite fit, and a strained groin that disabled him for 2 months. Player will celebrate his 36th birthday right around the time you read this, so he's getting close to the day when he'll donate his cleats to a Goodwill and move on to the next phase of his life. We'll wish him a happy venison-free retirement when he does, and in the meantime, a happy hitting-free role for the Padres. He should leave Deer alone one way or the other.
Clint Barmas.
Correct.
I would not have gotten that one. I didn't have his name.
Barmas is just in that zone where you know that he's either that comment or he retired 4 years ago, and
Yeah.
you're sort of terrified to say it out loud and have it be like the equivalent of saying Jack Wilson. But I was already feeling pretty good about it, and then when you said venison, it was a lock.
I was stuck on Jack Wilson, actually. I was stuck on Jack Wilson or Pat Mears, I think. But I specifically remember that comment because I opened it to edit it, I got to the venison, and I laughed. And so I remember that comment, and I was like, but who the hell is it? It's some random white middle infielder. And, yeah.
That's
All
about
right. Good job. 1-0. Or 1-0, I guess. I'm going to say nil as opposed to nothing because I haven't gotten a chance to go.
All right, here's your chance. It's the familiar old story. Boy finds team, boy loses team, boy sits around his house for a few months playing Halo and losing millions of dollars. Boy finds team again, they live unhappily ever after. In this version of the tale, none of the characters' motivations make any sense. Player rejected several islands worth of money from the Mariners last offseason and wound up with them anyway. I just totally gave that one away. And everyone paid dearly, fans most of all. Sitting out for months clearly impaired his hitting, and hitting was the only skill he had at age 31. Somehow this led to a 2-year deal with the Royals. Maybe we're all supposed to treat 2014 like Season 2 of Friday Night Lights. It never happened.
So I could barely hear you, actually. I think the connection is pretty poor, but I think that's Kendrick Morales.
Yes, it is.
Okay. Yeah.
Should I sign off and come back?
No, I don't really know what to do about it. I doubt there's anything to be done about it.
Because if you can't hear me, this is all going to be pointless.
Well, no, I mean I got that one anyway, right?
You did. You did.
Despite not hearing what boy meets, but boy meets something.
Yeah.
And I do remember the Kendrick Morales comment. The Friday Night Lights joke was. I don't know. I don't know if people are gonna. Is that one gonna be? Was Friday Night Lights widely watched enough that one's gonna be a popular joke?
I think it was widely watched. I feel like it's widely watched among people who would potentially be listening to this.
Essentially.
Okay. All right. I will. So that's one point for each of us.
Okay. Let's see. I should have had that one ready here. Okay, let me know if you can't hear me, okay?
I heard that. I heard the previous one,
Okay.
for what it's worth.
Here we go. The easy comparison is to Roman Quinn, but that's just lazy. Got it?
Got it. Go ahead.
All right.
It's Ben Revere. It's Ben Revere.
It isn't wrong to say that Revere had a massive power surge in 2014 in the same way that Sochi had a massive surge in Olympics hostings, and that Princess Leonore, Duchess of Gotland, had a massive surge in instances of being born. Revere is a contact machine who relies on his incredible speed for every bit of his value, whether as a hitter or while patrolling center field. There are no tricks, no hidden value. If Revere can run, he's a sure bet to produce a couple of wins. He had off-season ankle surgery in October, but it's not expected to be any sort of issue going forward. Yes, Sam, you are correct.
I apologize. I will not do that again. I won't do that again. It comes off.
No, I think you want to. I think we want to encourage that because one of us is going to do that and then get it wrong, which is going to be exactly the level of embarrassment that we're looking for here.
No, this is interesting because I've been thinking, and I don't think either of you is going to miss one. I don't think
I do.
You do?
I do.
Okay.
Yeah, I do. I mean,
okay.
Farmus was no gimme. I mean, there's, yeah. Like, I still don't know the difference between Mike Leake and Travis Wood, for instance. So,
fair.
Like, if you read one of those, I've got a 50-50 chance.
All right. Well, I'll try to find Travis Wood for you.
Yeah, that was a good. I like that comment though.
That was a good
my
one.
favorite, actually. I don't know. Some of them play better on print than being read aloud. So
I
just
noticed
assume
that when Defensive Indifference did it. There was one comment that is a fantastic comment, and one of them read it, and they didn't read it poorly or anything like that. They just read it, and I was like, well, that was terrible. It's not.
Yeah.
That wasn't funny at all.
Didi Gregorius.
That one would not. Oh yeah, that was. I don't even think that was the one I was thinking of, and yeah, but that's an obvious. That is an obvious one. Yeah. The Hiroki Kuroda might not play all that well verbally, despite poetry being a verbal medium.
I just looked at that one and opted against it and switched pages. Like, I'm not going to read that one.
I think Kuroda was one of the comments that got called out in a negative Amazon review.
Oh, it's so good though. It's so good. I'm gonna read it right now.
Yeah, read it with the all information redacted, and see if Matt can guess who left the Amazon comment.
So the
Kuroda one comment?
No. I'm gonna read the Kuroda. I'm just gonna read.
The Kuroda. Okay.
All right, here we go. Declining softly as a cloud, producing neither vales nor hills, when pitching for his own home crowd, or midst the fans of far-off villes, in August, April, or in June, in dark of night, or light of noon, continuous as the stars that shine and twinkle on the lower bay, the 2-run, 6-frame pitching line, untouched by physical decay, on such low heights are fortunes made, and ageless pitchers underpaid.
That is good.
That is good.
It's very good.
Somebody complained about that. I see why. Some people don't like things.
Some people hate everything.
Yeah.
I thought I hated everything, but I love that.
I think so.
Anybody could hate it.
It's a beautiful comment. All right. Jason's up.
You ready, Jason?
I am as ready as I will ever be.
Okay. And tell me if you can't hear me. Uh, it wasn't quite Brooks Robinson circa 1970, but Player put up a show in the playoffs that was the talk of baseball. Oh my gosh. The ALCS MVP was a human highlight reel in center field. I need to
Yeah.
find a different one. I need to find a different one. It's too easy. Too easy.
I'm giving myself the point anyway.
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah.
For
If you get-
what
if you get
it's
these-
worth, I had it before you said ALCS MVP.
Really?
I just didn't interrupt you. Yeah, I remember the beginning of that comment. The sort of human, the highlight reel. And like I remembered that was. Should I say the name? Are there listeners who won't have it? Lorenzo Kane.
It's right, yeah. It's Lorenzo Kane. Yes.
I'm giving myself the point and saying you got to go back to Sam.
All
Forget
right.
it.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's like a quiz show or whatever. It might be all rigged. But
don't berate yourself, Matt. Some of these, by no fault of anybody's, some of them just they get easy. If you mention that their name, if you mention that their name rhymes with Hershaw, then we're gonna get it.
Okay.
And
if it's got a spoonerism in it, things like that. I mean, there's the thing, like, they're supposed to be specific, right? I mean, they're supposed to identify who the player is. That's not necessarily our theory of the comments, actually.
Well, next year, guys, you guys should strive to do all comments that are not player specific. That way, this game will work much better.
Yeah, I think we raised our percentage.
Occasionally on defensive indifference, they would read one that was hard and they would say, wow, there's not much to go on there. And that hit me like, that felt like a knife in my gut. And I know they didn't mean it that way. And listening to the comments, like these were good comments. You of course do know the player's name. It's right above it in the book. And so like you wouldn't be reading it in real life and thinking, but who's it about, And some of those comments are really good. They're talking about, ground ball rates and, the movement on their curveball or whatever. And that might not seem specific, but anyway, yeah, I took those. I had a moment of self-doubt when they would say that. So
I did exactly the same. There was that Phillies minor league outfielder where the comment was basically all these guys are like this, and when they got done reading it, it was like, well, who the hell? And I was like, God damn it, that feels bad.
Yeah, but it made sense because it was the first one in the chapter.
It was
Aaron Alther. And it was previewing the chapter to come. It was saying you're going to read a lot of this comment in the next 40 minutes. And so it makes sense in the book, might make less sense in this game. Next caller.
Before I get to that, I want to ask you this one question. How do you pronounce this name? Sthervin. That's the first name.
Oh, yes. Stevrin? Steven? Probably just Steven.
Steven, yeah.
Wait, what is it? What? Who is this?
I was going to go with Sthervin, which, is the reason I'm not a public speaker. Sthervin.
Oh, Sthervin. Yeah. I call him Slytherin in my head.
Yeah. Okay.
Because that's what it looks like. I feel bad for him. I mean, I've consigned him to the evil house, but still, Slytherin Matos.
All right.
Is he in the book?
Yeah.
Is there any other word that starts with STH?
I've never seen those three letters.
Google is not giving me a complete suggestion, an autocomplete suggestion.
Mm-hmm.
All the ones that they're giving me are like St. Hearts or this random British company that is called S3, things like that.
Free and fashion to your taste.
All right, next one.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. At least now we can finally agree on player. As majestic and improbable as his 2013 half season with the Yankees was, 2014 proved the exact opposite. His already terrible plate discipline shriveled along with his power, leading to his July 15th release. With no offers on the table and unwilling to formally retire with all the negative economic repercussions therein, he withdrew from society to craft and melt down little gold statuettes of himself and hurl insults at the sea.
That's a good comment. and there's no reason not to get this, but I don't think I know it. It's
You know it. I knew it. You know it. Not to put undue pressure on you, Sam. That was rude of me. I'm sorry.
Of course you knew.
Lyle
You have the book open in front of you. How could you not know it?
Well, that's true too. But anyway.
Uh, is it Lyle Overbay?
It is not.
Jason for the steal.
Wait. Read the. I need to hear it again because I didn't catch most of it.
At least now we can finally agree on player. As majestic and improbable as his 2013 half season with the Yankees was, 2014 proved the exact opposite. His already terrible plate discipline shriveled along with his power, leading to his July 15th release. With no offers on the table and unwilling to formally retire with all the negative economic repercussions therein, he withdrew from society, and that's the
Huh.
Well, so I've already been proven totally wrong. Which I guess should be not a surprise to anyone who listens to this podcast.
Oh, no.
That's about right. Yeah.
All right.
I
Wow.
might have if Jason guesses, I might have a guess, but I'm pretty sure it's not right, and I don't get a point anyway.
Jason, you have a guess?
I don't think I even have a guess. Who the hell had like? Wait, did I hear it right? Like he had a great half season with the Yankees in 2013. That was like the core fact, I guess.
And then got released in the middle of 2014.
Yeah. I cannot think of who that would be. I'm not going to steal for the point. Sam, give your second guess.
Brian Roberts?
Alfonso Soriano is the correct answer.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah. That makes way more sense than either of my guesses.
I thought, wow, I completely forgot he played in 2014.
He got yeah.
Yeah, I thought he was done. No, yeah, because he did play well in 2013.
Yeah,
so why would he be done? Okay.
Definitely magical half season in New York. Yeah, that's on us.
Roberts hasn't been a Yankee yet, has he? Did he wind up on the Yankees?
Yeah.
I mean, only for last season.
Oh, he was there. I have already forgotten that too. The Yankees are. It's weird. The Yankees are now the team where people go that you're like, oh, he played for the Yankees.
Right.
That's
I was thinking. There's a bunch of those guys. I thought Travis Hafner. I thought Chris Young. I thought Stephen Drew. I mean, there's a whole bunch of like famous people from a while ago who had half seasons with the Yankees. Most of them were magical though, and Soriano's was magical. It was legitimate magic, and I should have gotten it. Forgot he existed.
Maybe so, but you just named a bunch of guys who I think were fair guesses. So there's, I retract.
They're like the 2014 version of the 2001 Rays.
Maybe.
Exactly. I know, right? A reference everybody gets.
Yeah, I don't get it. All right. Now I'm tempted to read another Yankees.
Well, don't tell me. It narrows it down. See, that's the thing. Is that actually that comment, except for the fact that it is kind of identifiably Patrick WK, is it doesn't specify that he was released by the Yankees in 2014, right?
Right. That's why I felt like Overbay was a fair guess.
Yeah, it could be someone who went somewhere else. I mean, the end of it is a very Patrick ending, so I sort of figured it was a Yankee or a Yankee who moved on to the Mariners, but I didn't think anyone fit there, so I'm pretty certain it was a Yankee. This is the nice thing about knowing the writers. You can really identify who wrote the thing and narrow them to a team.
Very true.
All right. Ready? Who am I guess it doesn't matter who I'm reading it to. It's Jason's turn, right?
Yeah, I think it's me.
Okay.
Yeah, that means Sam's not allowed to listen. That's why it matters.
Um, Player escaped from New York in April when the Pirates sprung him in exchange for two minor league pitchers. He went on to have a season that advanced offensive metrics say equaled his 2012, but it still felt like a disappointment. While Player upped his average by eschewing his dead ball tendencies in favor of using center field more often, a career best strikeout to walk rate boosted his numbers the most. It also helps that Clint Hurdle micromanaged to the point that Player faced righties in more than 90% of his plate appearances. A first baseman who relies on walks for his offense is about as desirable as a computer with more viruses than programs. See Barton, Derek, a comp that probably seems a bit on the nose after the Pirates sent Player to the A's and netted $250,000 in extra international slot money.
So this one would be a lot harder for a non-A's fan, but Ike Davis.
Yes.
Yeah. Um,
Yeah, the Pirates go through enough platoon first basemen that you could reasonably get lost in the sea of them, but the A's trade was the dead giveaway.
Also, like from the New York part, they hadn't grabbed anybody else. Gabby Sanchez came from somewhere else, and also doesn't he hits in the other side. And it specifically mentioned he batted against righties. And who was their left-handed first baseman before Davis? It was that guy, Garrett something,
Yeah,
Garrett Jones.
Yeah.
And so that's actually who I started going to, is Garrett Jones. But then then the A's part, and I didn't think Garrett Jones had been in New York. So that one's actually got quite a bit of specificity in it. Good job,
RJ.
Pirates. What?
RJ.
Oh yeah, right. Good job, RJ. Thank you.
Yeah.
RJ does do a good job. All right, so Sam?
Yes, sir.
Player built on his breakout 2013 campaign, looking every bit the ace through mid-May. Then, as he will do, he got hurt. He missed 3 weeks with, quote, soreness and irritation, unquote, in his right elbow, made 3 starts in June, then missed 2 months with right shoulder inflammation. Sprinkled among his 19 starts were an April 11th one-hitter and a September 15th two-hitter. The dominance is there, as is the stuff. BP's Doug Thorburn gushed over Player's 96-mile-an-hour sinker with, quote, ridiculous arm side run, unquote, after the one-hitter, but he has yet to flash the health skill with consistency. Also worth noting, at Petco Park over the last 2 years, batters have hit 205, 246, 279 against Player. On the road, they've hit 263, 321, 417. If he finds durability, despite the caveats, this is a frontline starter.
Wow, that one word in there saved me. I was going to make everybody wait for a really long time while I thought through 50 pitchers. But I only have to think through 5, and it's pretty easy to narrow it down from there. It's Andrew Kashner.
Correct. It's very interesting to read these because I'm reading them and speaking them, but I'm trying to look forwards ahead to see if I have to redact something.
Yeah.
So
yeah. As it goes on, feel free to redact more or less in accordance with our demonstrated skill level.
Okay.
It's like when you're reading out loud in elementary school and you have to not say the cuss word because you're like 10 and all your teacher's watching and you can't say the one bad word that's in Where the Red Fern Grows. I am speaking from a very personal experience. Why do you ask? Yeah, I also would not have gotten that one without Petco. I think I probably would have gone with like Nathan Eovaldi or something.
Yeah.
I might have had a shot. I might have had a shot. I was kind of thinking Shelby Miller for a while.
Oh.
Interesting.
What are the curse words in Where the Red Fern Grows is on answers.com. I know the audio has damn, short for damnation, several times. 2 in the scene where the little boy gives his money to his grandfather to order his dogs. I know there are others in the fight scene near the end of the book.
Yeah, I think it's the end of the book that caused that for me, or for my friend.
I'd love to teach Where the Red Fern Grows, and I'm allowed to, but how do you handle the minor swearing is on a teacher's forum.
I have no answers to that.
You're both the ones with little ones who you might not want to minorly swear. So you're more the experts than me.
It's all the swear words in Dr. Seuss that's what really gets me.
Oh, there are hints of anger and muttered curses, though no explicit words are used. There is one usage of bitch as the correct word for a female dog.
All right.
This is on, by the way, this is on thrivingfamily.com,
Oh.
which also notes with some scolding that there is a reference to Indian legends with a mystic view of nature. Also, but on the plus side, Billy greatly respects his parents, though he is disappointed by economic circumstances. Billy has an especially close relationship with his grandfather. This is under authority figures. All right.
All right.
Next up, let's keep the mystic religious references to a minimum here. Read ahead, Matt, and censor out any mysticism.
I will do so.
And if you have to, I mean, just don't go to the Mariners chapter at all
Yeah.
on
All
mysticism.
Right. Who's up?
Are you serious?
Oh,
well,
Jason's
it was
up.
going to be Willie Bloomquist, but now it's not.
All right.
Over. All right, fine.
Willie Bloomquisticism? No? Probably not.
I'm moving on from that. Whatever happens to those teenagers who flash dominant in A-ball with mid-90s heat and need power breaking balls? The high-risk mid-round guys who make a couple of team prospect rankings with scouting reports that always end with needs to polish commanded changeup. The ones who then disappear for years into the void of fallen prospects. If they're lucky, they wind up being this guy. It says his name. He had a career year in 2014 while basically cutting the use of the signature hard stuff by 20%. The changeup he never developed in his teenage years, it's become his go-to pitch. He's under club control through 2016, and with the Rays' return on Matt Joyce.
What was the last sentence?
He's under club control through 2016, and he was the Rays' return on Matt Joyce.
I'm still not catching the last sort of clause there. He will what?
He was the Rays' return on Matt Joyce.
Oh. So that is the only part that actually might help me.
This is a tough one, Jason. I'm sorry. This is a tough one.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, if he there were only 3 players, and or how many players came back to the Rays for Matt Joyce? There's like 2. If that. Club control through 2016, so he's older. Oh no! Why do I not know who the Angels traded? Gave them for Matt Joyce. I don't know who any of the Angels pitchers were last year. They won like 90 some odd games. How did I not know?
I don't think they had any pitching.
Yeah, the pitching all got hurt.
It was all hitters.
Oh no! Oh no! Do you know it, Matt? Sam? It's like they come right to you partially because of the Angels thing, or?
Well, I knew I knew it was an Angels based on the writing. I immediately could tell that was Ryan Gaughan's writing, and I think I know who it is. I'm pretty sure I know who it is. The problem is that
this trade just happened 2 months ago, right? I mean,
the thing is that the Angels and the Rays trade relievers 3 or 4 times a year. Like they're constantly trading relievers, and so there are a couple of guys who have gone over, but and now I can't remember which guys haven't gone over, but I think I know it.
What, you want to take a guess?
Is it Kevin Jepsen?
It is Kevin Jepsen.
Holy shit! That's amazing. That is the only Angels reliever I could think of. I was actually stuck for a second on starting pitchers, and I was like, no, there's no way they gave up a team control starting pitcher for a year of Matt Joyce. So then there was a random relievers. Jepson. Okay, cool.
Good work.
Well done.
Thank God for that last clause that I made you repeat 4 times.
All right.
Dance.
Ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. Perhaps one of the reasons people hate the Yankees is because of guys like Player. 15th round fringe relieving prospects with bad AAA stats forced into starting duty by injuries who don't even have the decency to implode entertainingly. It just isn't fair. Player, almost said his name, throws 6 different pitches, 4 of them unrecognizable. PitchFX catches on fire trying to describe him. His sinker has a higher average velocity than the 4-seam. His deadliest pitch is either a curve that doesn't drop like a curve or a slider that breaks differently than the slider we already know he throws. It also might stop working tomorrow. As a pitcher, he's either a madman or a genius or both. The track record and the comps both cry reliever, and not even a very good reliever, but the Tigers may well stick him at the back of their rotation and pray. I would have no clue about it until the last sentence.
I know exactly who it is, and I don't remember his name. Do you remember?
I know. I'm afraid I'm going to. I've got names in my head.
Oh wait, I just remembered it. Okay.
Yeah.
It's not who I thought it was.
Is it Ian Clarkin?
No.
Is it? Oh, I know who it is. As soon as I said it, I knew who it is. I know who it is. I'm not gonna. Yeah, go ahead, Jason. Steal it.
Is it Shane Green?
Correct.
Yeah.
I was trying to do that earlier, and it didn't work.
I finally figured out how to do it.
Is Clarkin still is Clarkin a prospect? In my head, he's a minor leaguer type.
He is. He's 19, but I have a white guy Yankee blindness. You know, like
yeah. No, that's what I was like. Chase Whitley.
Chase Whitley was definitely going through my head, and
Brad Halsey.
Right, I just can't always remember which one is the good one and which one is the young one and which one is the bad one. And I mean, of course, yeah, anybody who knows Ian Clarkin would know that that's not a very good guess. But you know, you probably could have taken 80% of those words out of that comment, and I still would have narrowed it down to white Yankee. And so that's pretty good. Like, I mean, I got to white Yankee. I took 7 billion people and got them down to 6, and that's pretty good. All those 6 people look the same to me.
Quite possibly to lots of other people as well.
Yeah.
My theory is that it's because Ian Kennedy is also in that group, and that's why Ian Clarkin jumped into your head. That's going to be that's my psychoanalysis.
What am I, 2 down now? Or you have a chance to go up by 2? Is that right?
Oh, so that's the question. I don't. Fuck the steal. I'm not going to count that as a point.
What do you mean steals?
It's.
Steals are fun.
Then we have to decide whether now was that my turn, or now do I get to get 2 points in a turn? So it's not a. In my point, it's not, in my opinion, it is not a. It is not a point. It is a pride.
No.
It is something that I will bring up on GChat every day for the next 2 weeks. That I stole Shane Green.
Well, I say it is a point, and that it is not your turn. It doesn't count as your turn. So we have different. So now Matt is the judge.
All right. Okay, yeah. Matt, what's your call?
I was thinking that it was going to go like Sam is saying, but
Right, no, that's it then. That is the vote.
Okay, I feel
that's the vote. That's the vote. No wishy-washiness. You said it. So 5-3 then, and 5-3 in Sam's turn.
No, 5-3 in Jason's turn.
No, because I got the steal, so now it's your. You just said it's your turn.
No, that it is now your turn. I mean to say it is now your turn.
Yeah.
No.
Not it counts as your turn, but it is now your turn. You have a chance to go up 6-3.
All right.
Sam,
Okay.
Sam's his turn to start first, and now it's your turn to start.
It's good too, because it's going to make it seem like you're blowing me out. But now,
all I have to do is miss one, and then you're tied.
Like adding the 3-pointer into the game.
Right.
In 2013, player was 2 total average TAV points away from Mike Moustakas as the worst hitting third baseman. In 2014, player added nearly 40 points, while Moose retained a firm hold on the cellar spot. In fact, player led third baseman in isolated power, a minimum 350 plate appearances in his sophomore year, the youngest to do that since Troy Gloss in 2000. This doesn't surprise anyone who followed his minor league upbringing, during which player mashed 50 extra base hits annually. Through 16 of his 18 home runs, though 16 of his 18 home runs came in cozy Coors, he hit better than league average on the road too. Player never excited anyone on defense in the minors, yet he has 2 well-deserved gold gloves to his name now. Did we mention he's only 23 and arbitration eligible when the 2016 annual prints.
So those 16 of his 18 home runs came where?
In cozy Coors, which is not that cozy.
Nolan Arenado.
Yes.
Okay.
About a third of the way through that one, I started going, "Come on, please don't say where he plays. Please don't say where he plays." I thought I had a opportunity.
I wouldn't have gotten to Arenado. I don't know where I was gonna go with. I think I would have just said a name that I knew was wrong. I probably would have said Pedro Alvarez or something, knowing it was wrong. Not if I hadn't had the field to go with to add into that.
All right. Okay. We've been waiting for player to blossom for quite a while now, but he rose to the occasion in the second half of 2014. Quite the point. Vision proved to be a thorn. Oh, boy, here we go. A thorn in his side earlier in the year. Check those irises, leading to a 218, 273, 304 first half line. He turned over a new leaf at the halfway point, hitting 280, 337, 553. The 29-year-old has made perennial improvements defensively, and while he's not divine, he doesn't need to be supplanted by a backup late in games. We don't need to joke or kid about his game calling either. The White Sox haven't kept mum about giving him full-time play in 2015, but pay no mind to lip service. If a better option sprouts up, they'll pounce. This keeps going. Still, there's no doubt that Flowers is... I just said it. Damn it!
Oh.
That far through it, and there's just so many puns, and I did not identify that one quickly enough.
Because it just looked like another flower pun.
Another flower. Yes.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that one. Sorry.
Yeah. Read me another one.
Yeah, lousy reading. What are you going to do? Okay. After a solid showing, hopefully there's no flower puns in this. After a solid showing towards the end of 2013, player signed a 2-year deal with the Cubs. Alas, all that new power disappeared like leaves before locusts. Player is unlikely to add value with the bat, even in center field. Still, the ability to play all 3 positions and man the long side of a platoon makes him a solid 4th outfielder. Player is as good an example as any of the gap between a gene-selling physical specimen and an above-average baseman.
Yeah, that is, that's Ryan Sweeney.
That is Ryan Sweeney. I'll give you the clap. Well done.
Had me thinking someone else all the way until the last line.
And it includes the word leaves, which
is a flower pun.
Yeah, almost made me laugh again.
Yeah. And also you said Ryan's weenie, which could have made you laugh if you'd noticed it.
I didn't notice it. Yeah, that would have definitely made me laugh had I noticed it.
Previewing Baseball Prospectus 2016.
A Ryan's weenie joke. Yeah, probably happened.
1 star on Amazon all the way down if there's a Ryan's weenie joke.
That one guy will like it then. All right. Jason, you ready?
Yeah.
Player has prototypical size for a pitcher, but his release height breaks the mold. The theoretical king of downhill plane has the tallest release point in the majors, averaging close to 7.5 feet of vertical height as he invokes all of the mechanical strategies at his disposal to coax extra elevation. He creates massive massive spine tilt to manipulate an over-the-top arm slot, uses very little flex in his knees to raise his foundation, and has long limbs that help to exaggerate the stay tall methods. He also serves as a counterexample to the conventional fallacy that downhill playing promotes higher ground ball rates, with a fly-heavy profile that leaves him vulnerable to long drives when he catches too much plate with his fastball. And I don't think there were any penis puns in there.
Oh, motherfucker. Cleveland Indians, Doug Thorburn.
You picked that up.
Christ, who do they have who's that tall? And pitches weird like that?
Do you know
what?
I'm thinking, and I'm glad to know that I can rule out the A's, because it was definitely going to be, if not the Indians, the A's. Another Thorburn joint.
Yeah, I mean, I can also tell you there's nobody on the A's who pitch it. Well, as you know, Saris just wrote, the A's threw the most pitches last year, had the most pitches thrown by people like under 6 feet tall or under 6'1" or whatever. Between Sonny Gray and Scott Kazmir, I think they had it locked up just with those two. But yeah, they don't really have tall guys. Oh no! Oh no! In my head, don't you see Chris Young? Like, it's not. I know it's not Chris Young because I know what that comment is. First of all, but like, don't you see like the really tall guy with the sort of overhead delivery? But I can't think of who else, particularly who they have. Who do they have? Who do they have? Oh God. Is it okay? I'm just gonna throw a name out there who I think might have been on the Indians last year, and it's probably wrong. Zach McAllister.
That is wrong. Sam Steele? Oh, Jason, I have to give you the sound effect.
Yeah, nothing happened.
Oh, it was the crickets.
Oh, well, that happened then.
Yeah, that happened.
Like, they had three pitchers who, two or three pitchers, no, three pitchers who I know, and none of them are them, because those are the good ones. And then there's the weird, like, oh, wait, I think I might know who it is if you don't get it. I won't get the point, but I might get the pride if you don't get it. Maybe. I probably won't. This is probably wrong.
I mean, it's got to be a reliever, and I can't think of which reliever it would be. So I'm going to say TJ House.
No.
Oh, shit, that was my guess. God, it's not House, it's not McAllister. Is it a white guy?
It is.
It is
in
a
fact,
white
his comment is directly next to TJ House's comment.
Is it Nick Hagedorn?
Corey Kluber.
Other way, Sam. Other way. Yes, Nick Hagedorn is correct.
Nick Hagedorn. God damn it. Oh well. All those. I mean, the Indians have their own sort of. Every team has them, right? Their sort of section that if you threw the five guys that are make up that demographic into a room, you could not tell them apart, even if they went out and played baseball on the field. And yeah, that's sort of House, McAllister, Hagedorn. I don't even. Am I saying his name right? Does anybody know?
Hagedorn?
Yeah.
Yes, that's how you say it. He was the only reason I know that he was drafted by the Red Sox.
Yeah, I did remember him as an ex-Red Sox. Not Hagedorn. I'm gonna go with Hagedorn from now on.
Could be that. Go
All
ahead,
right.
Jason.
Well, that was.
Tell me how his first name should be pronounced.
Oh, Nick.
Oh, never mind.
I've had too much Diet Coke.
Yes.
Hick Nagadone.
You have to think very carefully about that one.
There's no flower puns in it. All right, ready? Sam?
Yeah, it's my turn. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Player keeps most everything in front of him, displays a strong arm, and has solid mechanics behind the plate. That wasn't always the case, but after spending time working with catching coach Mike Borzello, player has improved by leaps and bounds or by squats and shuffles or whatever catchers improve by. Framing is still an issue despite the hard work, which might mean that he's already at his very low ceiling in that area. Player was once considered a bat-first prospect. He didn't turn into an all-star hitter and a sub-300 on base. Sorry, he didn't turn into an all-star hitter, and his sub-300 on-base percentage in 2014 makes right-thinking fans wrinkle their noses, but his bat is league average overall and well above average for his position. The arrival of Miguel Montero will affect players' playing time if he stays in Wrigleyville, but given his history of battering southpaws, he's well suited for platoon duty. I need to edit these last sentences out.
Yeah, I had it already.
Yeah.
I had it already.
Oh, you did? Okay.
So, yeah, that is Wellington Castillo.
That is correct.
Who is it really? There's basically two catchers who. Have you noticed that every catcher has good framing metrics these days? Like, I'm not one of the catcher framing runs skeptics, but I also don't really feel like you have to pay that much for framing because there are, like, one day I just got a piece of paper out and wrote down all the catchers who I've heard have good framing reputations by the numbers or whatever, and I got 20. There's only like 28 catchers who have jobs, and I got 20 good framing catchers, like good, like plus, and like guys who on a rate basis were among the best, or in total value were among the best, or 3 years are among the best, whatever. And so basically Castillo and Sal Perez are like the only two guys with any defensive standing but bad catcher framing metrics right now, it seems like. So, yeah, anyway, sorry.
No, that's
a long explanation. Wellington Castillo.
There's like 65 guys with catching jobs.
Backups, sure. But I mean, I'm talking about guys who are like considered framing specialists. Like guys who you could say are, like it's not just Jonathan Lucroy and Jose Molina. Like, you can find a whole bunch of guys who have better framing numbers on a per game basis than Lucroy, or over the last 2 years than Lucroy, or whatever than Lucroy. And
that's
so,
true.
like, these are all guys who basically, I'm saying this came up because I don't know, the Astros traded for Hank Conger or something like that, and it was like, oh, they got a framer, and I thought, how many people could the Astros acquire where the headline would be, oh, they got a framer? And it was no fewer than 20 that I thought the first paragraph in his transaction analysis would be about how it shows how much they love framing. Like, no, they're just guys. They're just catchers. They're not bad. I guess avoiding bad framers is probably worthwhile.
Yeah, maybe that's the take-home point as opposed to the specific good one.
Yeah. Anyway. All right.
Didn't the Rays this winter acquire both Rene Rivera and John Jaso?
They did. Although
Jaso's going to DH. Jaso's not going to catch.
Yeah. The Astros also.
Does that make Jaso the exception that proves the rule? Did I just actually come up with one of those?
Yeah, I think you did.
Wow.
The exception that proves the rule. Yeah.
All right, I'm retiring because that's the best I'm ever going to do about using the English language.
So if you miss this, I think I could tie. I could go ahead on my next turn. If you miss this and I steal,
right,
then I could go ahead on my next turn. That's not as close as I thought it was for a second.
Yes.
All right.
Aggression and confidence are part and parcel to players' success. Both were evident in his decision not to commit to a college program before being drafted. Both are present in his on-field demeanor. With two plus pitches in his pocket and a no-nonsense approach, it's easy to see why some scouts have player as a high-impact bullpen arm, a la his father Brian. His best pitch is a curve that's as bent as the Soviet sickle and as hard as the hammer that crosses it. Shut down towards the end of the season with elbow inflammation, player will need to show progress with his changeup and the ability to log a full season workload to reach his number 2 starter ceiling.
His father who? Brian?
Yes. I'm allowed to answer these questions, right? I'm just going to answer the questions.
I mean, yeah, you're just repeating what was. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm not I'm not asking for further information.
All right.
Jay, we deserve to hear the question clearly, and sometimes you fade out.
Yeah, oh God, this is
Do you know, Sam?
I'm hoping, but I don't know. I don't know. I feel good. I feel very good. Feel good about a few elements of that.
Okay. Jason?
No. Wait, he hasn't. Did anything in the comment indicate that he has or hasn't debuted? I did lose a lot of the individual words. Like I got the overall sense.
You want to reread? Should we reread?
Again? Want me to read it again?
Reread.
Yeah, go ahead and see if. I mean, I don't know if it'll help, but go ahead and try that.
All right. Aggression and confidence are part and parcel to Claire's success. Both were evident in his decision not to commit to a college program before being drafted, and both are present in his on-field demeanor. With 2+ pitches in his pocket and a no-nonsense approach, it's easy to see why some scouts have Claire as a high-impact bullpen arm, a la his father Brian. His best pitch is a curve that's as bent as the Soviet sickle and as hard as the hammer that crosses it. Shut down towards the end of the season with elbow inflammation, player will need to show progress with his changeup and the ability to log a full season workload to reach his number 2 starter ceiling.
That is a great line.
The sickle, the hammer and sickle.
It's a great line.
And this is in your half. I don't think right. Oh well, you don't have to tell me because that would give me a hint. But I'm pretty sure I didn't see that until page proofs. Oh God. I mean, I feel like I know who his dad must be, but I can't
Who's his
think.
dad?
Well, I'm not going to say that because what if if I'm wrong, I embarrass myself, which is fine, it's the purpose. But if I'm right, then I give you a hint to steal. I don't want to do that. But he doesn't have a. Oh, he has a son. Obviously, it says it in the comment, but I don't know his son's name. So maybe I don't have his. Maybe I don't know his dad after all. Oh no! No, I have no idea. I'm not even gonna be able to come up with a first name for this person.
Okay, Sam?
Hunter Harvey.
That is correct.
Fucker! I don't think I knew Hunter Harvey's dad was Brian. I don't. Wow. Okay.
Who were you thinking as the closer dad?
Oh, Brian Harvey. No, that's who I thought it was. I just couldn't come up with Hunter Harvey, in part because I don't think I'd ever made that connection before. Yeah, no, and I couldn't think of any Harveys.
There.
And I think I was also getting stuck on like Marlins minor leaguers. I don't know why. There's no reason why the Marlins would have had to draft this guy. But
it
yes,
was one of my chapters. You did identify it as one of my chapters. It was.
Right.
It was Sussman. No, that was Craig Goldstein line. Yeah.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
funny because when you read that, my first thought was that's a Goldstein line, and then I thought, but Sussman wrote the Orioles chapter, and then I wondered, is he reading from the top 101 prospects now? And I didn't think you'd pull a curveball like that, and I totally blanked. But Goldstein wrote the Orioles minor league half.
There you go. Yes.
Inside baseball.
All right. So
I'm only reading player comments that are in the team chapters. So.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think that's good. Jason had a passing glance at the top 101.
Okay.
More than passing. I mean, I could tell you. Well, maybe not more than passing. I could tell you what Craig wrote about Franklin
The
Barreto.
uncle. The uncle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew you were going with the uncle. All right, I'm up.
All right. Does player best profile as a starter or a reliever? After an up-and-down 2014 campaign, we still don't know. He entered 2014 having never thrown more than 110 innings in a season, and he clearly wore down towards the end of the year as he's pushed past 160. His cumulative ERA for the season jumped from 3.32 to 4.29 in just the final 34 innings. Excuse me. When it's all clicking, player looks like the part of a number 3 starter. Heavy mid-90s fastball, changeup that occasionally dazzles, but when he tires, he leaves pitches up in the zone, a problem that could be mitigated by a move to the bullpen. He probably deserves one more crack at a starting spot, but much like the second B, I should not have said that, in his first name, player's ultimate purpose remains unclear.
The second what letter?
B. I'm really bad at editing. I'm just taking the names out, and you guys get everything else. It's not working out for me with the editing thing. No, I'm not on the fly, certainly.
Well, Sam hasn't said it yet, so.
That's true.
And I'm not immediately jumping to it.
Maybe that only matters when the name is in front of me, and I look at it and I go, duh, but that's because I'm staring
Right.
at it. Yeah.
It's Ruby De La Rosa.
Yeah, that's correct.
There we go.
Well done.
His name should just not be Ruby.
Right.
Rubby. His name is Rubby.
Rubby.
Yeah.
Yes,
And the
Rubby.
sooner we all acknowledge it, the better off we'll be as a country.
And they do pitchers rub up baseballs. It's like part of the it's part of the job.
Right.
All right. Let's see here.
Another Goldstein line, by the way.
All right. It pains to admit this, but the truth is unavoidable. Player is more of an org guy than a prospect at this point. As slap first hitter, scouts are divided on his hit tool, but he displays 25 grade power at best, and most feel he'll never stick at shortstop. And while Player has received plenty of headlines over the years,
Oh.
individuals are undeniable.
I wondered why you read this because I thought as soon as you said more of an
Yeah, it's like,
org
guy. I was like, we
hard.
decided not to do this. This is not, we should finish the comment so that people can hear it.
Reread it. Start over from the beginning.
Yeah.
It pains to admit this, but the truth is unavoidable. Player, I'll just read his name. Jeter is more of an org guy than a prospect at this point. A slap first hitter, scouts are divided on his hit tool, but he displays 25 grade power at best, and most feel he'll never stick at shortstop. And while Jeter has received plenty of headlines over the years, and his intangibles are undeniable, one can't avoid the fact that he's been developing in the organization for an eternity. At this rate, he might not even see time at the major league level in 2015, or perhaps ever. I don't know why I thought you might not get that, but I did.
So, well, it's a good misdirect, I think, for
yeah.
someone who hadn't edited the book. You might not. It might not. I think that is actually a good one, but that was one of my favorites. So.
Yeah. I didn't get it. I got it the same point you got it, and
Right.
it was 25. Was it? He'll never stick at shorts. It was a combination of 25 grade power.
Yeah, I think the 25 grade power is what really made it click. That's where I remembered.
Because it's so little power, and then he'll never stick at shortstop.
Yeah.
Right.
So do we want to give me another one, or do you want to give me the point for that?
You got it. You nailed it.
All right. Okay. Well,
You did good.
All right.
we both did good. Everybody did good on that one, especially Mr. WK.
I almost missed the clues because I just was so intimidated by the idea of picking out an orange player.
I know. I was almost going to be the asshole to interrupt and be like, Matt, what are you doing?
Yeah.
I wish you had. That would have been funny. All right. Here we go. Sam. Player continued to be, against all odds, interesting. His mid-30s post-ped resurgence is like a straight batting practice fastball in Amaro's wheelhouse, and the first year of his Man, of his 2-year deal with the Phillies went so well that the GM is probably praying that the third year, at the standard $8 million AAV that Ped suspendees get these days, vests. This is a guy who 2 years ago needed a strong winter ball showing just to get a spring invite. Player is selling out for power these days with a sharp rise in his fly ball rate and a near doubling of the strikeout rate he had back when he was an all-star with the Cubs. At this point, he's basically late career Reggie Sanders with a multi-year contract.
I've already given you the point.
Yeah, it's Marlon Byrd. Had it at interesting.
Really? No, you didn't.
I did.
Really?
I wrote that line.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Against all odds, he's interesting. Yeah, he was not supposed to be interesting. So yeah, I had it at interesting.
That's a good line. Well done, sir.
I did not get it until I'm going to disagree with whoever you are, with Matt, on the pronunciation. I figured it out at PED.
Yeah. I also will disagree. Jason, you and I should just declare a tie, and that Matt is the loser for pronouncing it Ped.
Did I say that?
Yeah,
Why?
you say Ped. You've always said Ped. We've done this podcast, 80 episodes of this podcast, and you've said Ped literally every time.
Wow. All right.
There's only one other word, and I can't think of it, but the next time you pronounce it, I'll call you out on that one, too. There's really only 2 words that you pronounce that I'm always like, you know, everybody has words, right? You should hear me say, well, I'm not going to say it, because then you'll laugh at me, but someday I'll say it, and then you'll laugh at me. But yeah,
I like how you're able to do that, like to deflect it, but without giving any specific examples.
Yeah.
Well done. Well done. All right. I will try to say PED then in the future if that is the preferred name. All right. Here we go. This is for Jason, right?
Yeah.
Okay. The good news is that player pitched in games last year, something he hadn't done since September 2012. The bad news is that he was shut down after 4 rehab starts in May. He started long tossing again a few months later, and the Padres say he's structurally fine. The player has worked a total of 87 innings over the last 3 seasons, which is a difficult way to develop. At a time when he should be refining his craft at the highest level, he's trying to get his elbow to function properly. We keep saying mid-rotation starter, but each passing setback makes it harder to justify that stance.
So I had this, and then I didn't have it because it turned out that I didn't have it. It was wrong.
Could you hear the whole thing?
Read the last like 2 sentences again.
It's really annoying that the connection sucks. I'm sorry.
No, it's not your fault. I mean, you didn't lay the cable unless you did.
It's short. I'll read it again. The good news is that player pitched in games last year, something he hadn't done since September 2012. The bad news is that he was shut down after 4 rehab starts in May. He started long tossing again a few months later, and the Padres say he's structurally fine. Player has worked a total of 87 innings over the last 3 seasons, which is a difficult way to develop. At a time when he should be refining his craft at the highest level, he's trying to get his elbow to function properly. We keep saying mid-rotation starter, but each passing setback makes it harder to justify that stance.
Oh, because I mean, that's every Padres pitching prospect is the problem.
Yeah.
They didn't Jeff Young write a sort of bulk discount on Tommy John surgery joke in somewhere in there.
Yeah, that is definitely the problem here.
I am going to pick out of those Casey Kelly.
Yes, that's correct.
Oh, wow.
I didn't know if it was going to be Kelly or Lubke, and I was hoping that you would just guess the wrong one, and then I could steal the easy one.
I think
it
was
like if Matt had said, "I'm thinking of a number between 1 and 2."
Right. I think it didn't sound like the name of someone who debuted. Not the name. It didn't sound like the comment of someone who had debuted at all.
Yeah,
so
Lubke was a little too old for when they talked about development time. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Though Other than the month he threw his long toss, probably also Lubke. Like, right? Because, like, he also hasn't pitched in September. Did he get in any rehab starts last year? No, he didn't, unfortunately. All right.
But I mean,
Mid-rotation.
it's Lubke if you're not looking at his baseball reference page, right? I mean, it's completely plausible that Lubke would have pitched in a couple of rehab games last year.
Yeah.
So, that I mean that means it's not Lubke, but it's Lubke in this context.
Yeah. All right.
All right. Sam.
Yep.
In a chaotic and frightening world, Player is our bedrock. He's a reliable but underwhelming swingman with a reliable but underwhelming arsenal. He gets hurt each summer, and with such precise timing that you wonder if he has a timeshare. We should be grateful for him. In a world where the three true outcomes dominate and everyone is gradually becoming Adam Dunn, Player alone resists. If Crash Davis were correct when he called ground balls democratic, then fly balls are populist. They allow fans to look their necks and imagine for a second that everyone is a home run. The world is sliding into methodical, stainless existence, and the mediocrity of one player gives it color.
God, that's tough.
Yeah, wow.
That is not easy.
Is that too hard?
No. I mean, it is.
Because it's so distinct. Like, nobody else. This is one where one of us should be able to get it, but nobody else would, right? Like, where one of us should remember that comment.
Distinctive. There's nothing distinctive, right? It's a pure memorization, pretty much.
But it's such a memorable comment that it would be if you remember whose name was over the top of it. But I don't.
Yeah. It's like 3 years too late to be the perfect Jamie Wright comment. Like back when Jamie Wright was still a swingman.
Do you want me to give you a hint, Sam? Because
No. David Phelps.
Yes.
Wait, who is it?
David Phelps.
I don't know who that is. Who is that?
It's a pitcher.
Yankees swingman.
Well done, Sam.
And one of the things is that he gets hurt every year?
Well,
yeah, he's only got like 30 some odd games every year for the last 3 years. And half of his games are starts. He's the last swingman in America. Nobody pitches like this anymore. Wow.
Yeah, maybe use Maro Petit.
Who's he pitching for? The Giants now?
Yeah.
Maro Petit. But he's only done it for 1 year. Petit.
Yeah,
It's 2013. It was all starts, except when he was in the minors. Phelps has done. Phelps has been like a swingman.
So the reason that Petit seems like a good example is that Petit was like the Giants' second best pitcher last year, and was like as a starter even. Like they put him in the rotation in September. He was totally dominant, and then they kept him. They didn't put him in the rotation in the postseason, and he ended up being dominant in relief in like these 3 to 6 inning outings, and he had a better FIP than Madison Bumgarner last year, and yet he's just going to be a swingman again. Like they're not even like they re-signed Ryan Vogelsong and re-signed Jake Peavy, and are going to keep him in the bullpen because they like him in that role specifically. So that's why Petit is the other swingman who still exists.
That makes sense. Yeah, it's like the Ramiro Mendoza 1998 when he puts up a 1.37 ERA plus, and then next year pitches 47 games in relief. Ramiro Mendoza is that who you guys go to with the ultimate swingman? Who is your ultimate, like, who is your archetypal swingman in your head?
Danny Darwin.
Okay. Matt, do you have a swingman?
I don't know that I have one in my head. Mendoza is probably I guess where I would get to eventually. Yeah, I remember Darwin as a starter, like with the Cardinals.
Every team except
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. Yeah.
What?
Darwin 716 games, 370 starts, so 50-50 split basically, and in most years did both, and won an ERA title with 48 games, 17 of them starts. He won the ERA title, making 2/3 relief appearances and 1/3 starts.
That's
Wow.
incredible. You know, it's amazing.
Didn't-
He. I wonder. You know, you see it's black ink for ERA plus too, but that's Astrodome. I wonder what Baseball Reference has. Wow, they've only got like a 95 park factor for the Astrodome that year. Because the
wow.
Astrodome was ever that close to average. I wonder if that's a little inflated, whatever the opposite of inflated is. But yeah, I was going to ask if that's the sort of era that you're talking about, the kind of 88 through 92 or so. Like he's got 1 year, like in 91 it's all starts, but it's only 12 of them, and in 89 it's all relief, but then in the other 3 it's that swingman mix. So like he not only was a swingman within seasons, he swung between roles from season to season.
Yeah.
So that makes him even more perfect.
Mhm.
Go Danny Darwin.
Might have an article idea right now.
His nickname is the Bonham Bullet,
Of course.
also Dr. Death.
Dr. Death.
Yeah, I'm not
That's a
buying
lot of-
Dr. Death.
lot of D's in Danny Dr. Death Darwin.
Danny Dr. Death Darwin.
A lot of D's in Danny Bonham Bullet Darwin if you're a 6-year-old learning how to write.
All right. What's the score?
9-8.
I think yeah. We've been trading makes
Okay.
in the last few rounds.
All right. So let's see if we can break the tie in some way here. Is it Jason's turn?
Yeah.
Okay. A late bloomer who was never considered a top prospect or a true center fielder. At what point do we stop calling player an overachiever and just admit he's an achiever? With more than 4 full seasons now in the ledger, the Federalist has posted a 295, 359, 396 career batting line with average at worst defense in center, yet rarely gets recognition as the key contributor he has been. Player lashes line drives from gap to gap, hits for a high average, is always among the league's hit-by-pitch leaders, and last year torched the lefty pitching that has sometimes plagued him. He might just be the most Cardinals of players, lacking recognition but continuing to prove year after year. That is until he struggles, breaks down, or grows too expensive, at which point the player development appliance will serve up his replacement.
I heard Sam get it. I heard the when the nickname came out. That would be John Jay.
Yes, very, very good. Yeah.
Should we? So we're tied. What are we going to? How do we end this?
I don't know, but it's been an hour.
Yeah,
and a half.
yeah. When Matt and I talked earlier, it was let's go until we're bored. 9-9 is a nice score if we do want to end.
Let's
First round that one of us takes a lead.
Sure.
Okay, so sudden death basically.
Yeah.
All right.
And you can a steal counts. A steal would count, of course.
Okay. Yeah, sort of
Yeah.
shutout or shootout style, but with stealing. Is there any game show that works this way at the end? Like there's a tie and then there's possibility of stealing. Can Family Feud end this way?
Maybe. Wait, I kind of missed what you guys were saying, but maybe maybe you should just shout it out since we're tied. I'll read it out.
No, because that's going to require you to judge who said words first, and
And we are also getting. It's not just that the audio is sporadic, but there are some answers where I hear Jason. I hear better than Jason, and somewhere Jason hears. But let's do if we end up tied after 2 more rounds, then we'll do that.
Okay.
Right.
All right. Fair enough. Let's see.
this is where going second becomes way more nerve-wracking, unless Sam misses one. Then it becomes way easier.
Formerly one of the best-kept secrets in the American League, Player is now firmly on the radar following a full season of across-the-board contributions. He doesn't walk much, but his bat-to-ball skills and burgeoning power are valuable traits, especially for a backstop, especially one who can hold his own with the glove and control a running game. He went through a defensive lapse at the beginning of the season, but work with Sandy Alomar Jr. corrected the issue. Player also receives plus marks for his pitch framing abilities. He brings balance to a left-leaning lineup that struggled against Southpaws in 2014, and the 6-year pact he signed prior to the 2014 campaign is already looking like a steal at just $23 million.
That would be Jan Gomes.
That would be Jan Gomes, yes.
I thought Sal Perez might be an option until you said gets good marks for pitch framing. That one little rule of thumb I have in my life has helped me twice today.
All right. Jason.
To keep the game alive.
All right. Player is now 36 years old, and his pale blue eyes occasionally reflect an inner sadness. His skills have eroded to the point that he's a mere bench player without a true defensive home. A sub-700 OPS from a bench bat is acceptable when he's an infielder, but not from someone lumbering around left field. Player is, as ever, a free swinger. In his heyday, he made that work with plus power, but that's been gone for 2 years. It's unclear what skills he brings to the table at this point, aside from the veteran presence players supposedly have once they become a shell of their former selves.
Oh God, I remember. Obviously, there's a memorable comment with the eyes. But who the hell is this?
Derek Jeter.
Yeah, I feel for you, Jason. That's not an easy one.
Trying to narrow it down by team now. Like this could almost fit Corey Hart, but I remember Corey Hart's comment because it quoted. Corey Hart had the thing about the definition of a proper noun, and it had was it Hart? No, it wasn't. It had like the quote to the Principia or something.
Yeah, that is a toughie because it doesn't tell you what team. So many of these do, but this one did not. I mean, it does on the page. But...
Who else could have written that comment? or who am I missing? Who's on that team? Oh no! Shitty player lumbering around, corner outfield, pale blue eyes, inner sadness. Like if this were Baseball Prospectus 2018, I think it would be Matt Holliday. But that's mean to Matt Holliday.
It is. Holliday's not that bad.
Not there yet.
Matt Holliday going to the Hall of Fame.
If it were BP 2012, it'd be Jeff Francoeur, but he's past this point.
You guys discuss whether Matt Holliday is going to the Hall of Fame while I figure this out.
Take your time. It's important.
What?
I said, how's your evening, Sam? I was trying to fill time. Also,
Vamp, guys, vamp.
What?
I said vamp.
Oh, I thought you were making a guess, so... It is not Vamp. Vamp is the
Vamp is not an outfielder.
Yes.
Oh no, this is terrible. How am I going to lose on this? No, do you know it, Sam?
No, I don't.
Okay. Well, at least I won't lose by 2 then.
Maybe I should.
That would be a hell of a way to rub my nose in it if you stole and won. That's like.
Like when it's a 2-point lead and like 40 seconds left in a basketball game, but then you hit your free throws and you win by 17.
Yeah, that would be. Or if I need a 2-point conversion, to tie, and you intercept it and run it back. Does that
Matt,
count for
can you
points
read
in
it again?
football?
What?
Does that count for points in football? If you intercept or pick up a fumble on a 2-point conversion, can you run it back the other way and
No,
get like 2 points yourself?
No, you cannot.
So it's just possession is over once
You're
you.
just below it.
You may
Yeah.
as well just fall on the ground, because otherwise you might lose the ball and they might
Which
put it
they
back
never
in.
do, but yes.
Okay.
You can return a field goal though. If a field
Right.
goal is kicked.
If it doesn't go,
Matt,
yeah. Sorry, go ahead, Sam.
But it's just it's just a live ball, like a punt at that point.
Right.
Yeah.
You want me to give a different one? That was too
No,
hard?
No. This is.
I want you to read it again.
Oh, okay. Player is now 36 years old, and his pale blue eyes occasionally reflect an inner sadness. His skills have eroded to the point where he's a mere bench player without a true defensive home. A sub-700 OPS from a bench bat is acceptable, and he's a utility infielder, but not from someone lumbering around left field. Player is, as ever, a free swinger. In his heyday, he made that work with plus power, but that's been gone for 2 years. It's unclear what skills he brings to the table at this point, aside from the veteran presence players supposedly have once they become a shell of their former selves.
Wait, you said when he was a utility infielder? Is that the phrase?
No.
Oh.
No. You can have a 700 OPS or a sub-700 OPS from a utility infielder, but not from a left fielder.
Okay, so it's sorry, yeah, that's what I thought the comment was, and but the second time you read it, I got confused.
You can translate that as he plays left field.
Right.
The thing would fit pretty well if it were not left field for Andre Ethier, but I mean, it's not. It doesn't, because he's not quite 36. But otherwise, it sort of describes Ethier nicely, except he's he's younger and obviously a right fielder.
He has brown eyes.
Well, that's probably
Not sure. Suddenly, I think this isn't who I thought it was, and I think it might be Ransell as the writer. But the Diamondbacks don't really have anyone like that, and the Rays don't have anyone like that, do they? Oh, no, wait. Lumbering though.
Lumbering.
No, I don't know.
Not even a guess.
Is he 36? Lumbering. I don't know if he lumbers.
He'll be 36 this year.
Do you know who I'm thinking of now, Sam?
No.
A Rays outfielder who is known for his handsomeness, who can't really hit anymore, but who also doesn't actually really lumber around the corner outfield. So I feel like it's not this guy. We're playing like multiple meta guessing games now.
Yeah, now I have to guess who your guess is.
You have to guess who my guess almost was, and then I decided wasn't.
Yeah.
But that's who I'm going to say it is if I can't come up with anyone else. Also, he's not sad. He's never sad, that guy.
Does he have blue eyes? Are you thinking of David DeJesus?
Yeah, that's who I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
But like nobody would ever describe like a 5'11", 180 guy as lumbering.
I briefly thought about Kelly Johnston, but I don't think the left field thing has actually started yet. Like, I think that he has played left field at various points in his career, and I think that they're talking about it for this year. But
he's still
I think I remember his comment as well.
And he's still identified more as you identify him as a kind of a utility guy in general rather than as a left fielder.
But it would fit the author choosing to say it's acceptable for a utility infielder if this guy turned out to be a guy who used to be a utility infielder. I mean, it's not a requirement the way it's worded, but it would fit. It would explain why the writer chose to go that route.
Right.
You didn't think it's not Cody Ross, but you didn't think Cody Ross at any point?
No, I didn't think Cody Ross. Cody Ross is still hitting better than that, isn't he? He's also not. He's also not. Well, okay, but he's not really a lumberer either.
No, he was. Well, he was a decent hitter and a good defender until he broke his hip for no reason, and then he doesn't play and he's terrible.
I could also just be wrong about the writer. Um. Oh no. Well, I'm really dragging this one out, aren't I?
You
Like,
are, but I don't have any left to go. So it's okay.
Oh no. Why can't I get this one? Does it sound familiar to you? This is in my half, I think, right?
I don't remember this comment at all.
Yeah. I'm 99% sure this is from my side. Um, which means I can't eliminate I didn't do Diamondbacks, I don't think, which was what, Ransell and Craig? No,
Yeah.
Ransell and
Yeah.
oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Just for some listener perspective, Jason, how many player comments would you say you edited? Just in general.
1,047,
Okay.
and Sam did about 1,048.
That was nice of Sam to do an extra one.
Yeah.
That's the real reason that Sam has his name ahead of you, right?
Yes, no, that's exactly it. It was a race to see who would get that last one.
Jason, I think I've got it. I think I've got a steal.
Oh no!
Go ahead.
I'm just gonna hit.
No, not until Jason's.
No, yeah, no, I haven't actually guessed yet.
Well,
Yeah.
Jason has had about 20 minutes.
So if I get it, can we end this? If I nail it right now, can we end it? Or Jason, do you need more time? I don't want to interrupt you.
No, I'm gonna eventually get it.
Okay.
I'm definitely gonna get it.
I'll wait.
And the name you're gonna say is not gonna be David DeJesus?
That would be so cruel.
Oh God.
I'm pretty confident.
Oh no. Do. Hey Matt,
Hey, Jason.
I'm gonna say a name that's not my guess, but I'm just gonna say a name, and then I want to hear your reaction. I want to hear the first words that pop into your head.
Mute your keyboard.
I can't do that.
This is where we need video.
Yeah, it's true. I have not been feeding you the answer over GChat, Jason. I have not been doing it.
All right, I'm gonna look up my guess and see if I'm right.
Yeah, well, because it doesn't
matter.
matter, right? Right. If I get it wrong, then the steal is just it's just whatever.
Yeah.
Well, why don't you just say it, Sam?
Because
no,
Jason.
Yeah, because it might be the right one.
But if you're wrong, then we'll just move on.
Yeah,
No.
Just say whether you're right or wrong. And if you're right, that'll give me some information from which I might get it.
Hang on.
The great thing is that we still have 3 live listeners to this.
I'm wrong.
Oh shit!
Oh, I was excited. I was excited.
So without the name, like, why were you wrong?
Well, he only got a line out.
Oh, interesting.
My guess only got a line out. I don't know who the correct.
This is such bullshit. Why can't I get it? I know.
Why are we still listening to you not get it?
I know. Why are you listening to me still not get it?
I'm about to change the station because we're on this podcast.
Is it David DeJesus?
It is not David DeJesus.
Okay, who is it?
Who is it? It is Ryan Ludwig. Ryan,
is he 36?
Yeah, he's definitely 36.
Man, I ruled him out on age. I would have put him at 32.
Oh yeah, no, he's Ryan Ludwig was an A's prospect when I was in like middle school.
So the comment holds. Everything fits in nicely, and that was one of your chapters. My guess was Jason Kubel.
Oh,
Interesting.
free swinger, veteran president. Wait, who? This is St. Louis? Like what? Who did? Oh no, Cincinnati.
Cincinnati.
Wait, so who? So JP wrote that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man. Damn it. Threw me off with the blue eyes. I never got around to Cincinnati in my head. Oh well. Okay.
Jason Kubel did play left field last year, and he did have a sub 700 OPS. Although he's actually the same age as Andre Ethier. That's shocking to me that Jason Kubel is 4 years younger than Ryan Ludwig.
But he's got the body type where
he lumbers.
Yeah, I feel like he was 32 when he was 25.
Mm-hmm.
He was only ever not 32 when he was 27 when he got MVP votes. Jason Kubel received MVP votes and didn't necessarily not deserve them. 3.5 Baseball Reference WAR that year. He only got one vote.
Yeah. Well, Ludwig was
no, he got a couple of votes. But what? Yeah.
Ludwig was a legit MVP candidate that one year.
Was he?
Yeah, remember that one year? He had 37 homers.
Came out of nowhere. Yeah, he did hit all those home runs. That's true.
He was the Chris Davis of that year.
Won the Silver Slugger at his position.
151 OPS plus.
Yeah, 1999 draft pick of the A's. So I guess technically I was not in middle school. But yeah, that's why he seems old to me, because I do actually remember him as an A's prospect. I remember being excited about him when he was in. Yeah, like he slugged 500 for Midland in 2001, and so I was like, oh man, Ryan Ludwig is gonna be the best thing ever. And then I don't even know how did he get out of Oakland?
Let's see.
He was in the Carlos Pena trade.
Yes, he was.
The famous Carlos Pena trade. All right, well, good job, everybody, particularly Sam and Matt, and particularly not me. Actually, I don't know. We did better than I would have thought we were going to do. What did we miss between us? Like,
I'm embarrassed by my Ian Clarkin guess, though. It's not how many you missed; it's by how much you missed.
Yeah, but that's like one big miss. And then,
I got Ryan Sweeney. I'm pretty proud of getting Ryan Sweeney.
That was a good
one. Ryan Sweeney's a good one. I wonder, is David DeJesus actually the right age? We never looked that up. David DeJesus, he's 35 this year. That's close, though. So, DeJesus is close, but he doesn't lumber and he's not sad.
And he also didn't have a sub 700 OPS.
I feel like we acquitted ourselves reasonably well. We did not sound like we didn't edit the book.
I was going to say, I think you guys sound like you can plausibly say that based on this that you did edit that book.
Plus, how many you got one that was on the third word. We both got Jeter at like 25 power. That was about a quarter of the way through the comment. So those those makes, those are like swishes. Those don't bounce around the rim and then go in. So yeah. those count for more too.
Yeah. All right, we done?
Yeah, I think we're done. Thanks for. Well, I mean, I was gonna say thanks for coming on, but you're the one who suggested it. So thanks for suggesting it and doing it, Sam.
Sure, happily.
And thanks for hosting, Matt. It's not anywhere near as much fun, I imagine, particularly when I take 20 minutes to answer a Ryan Ludwig, and not answer Ryan Ludwig. So thanks, Matt.
Sure, glad to do it. Thanks for coming on, Sam.
Yeah. Anytime you want to do exactly this.
Next time we'll do only org guys. Only lineouts.
Oh, yeah, that'd be.
I don't think
That'd
I'd
be
get a
fun.
single one.
Yeah.
We're going to reorganize our podcast. It will be only this going forward. Yeah.